Kane, what are you doing with that big sack full of nickels there? What's going on with that?
Oh, just preparing to get access to this, it's like a bubblegum vendor thing. I don't know what they're called. You know, they have like those little caps full of like putty and like slap hands.
Yeah, gumball machine.
Yeah, it's a gumball machine, but I mean, it's not all gum. There's like little toys. There's one with stickers in there, and
they don't take nickels.
Cards. This one does.
These things are really dumb usually, but there's one egg here. Nathan, come look at this. You see this?
Huh.
This one's full of reviews.
Yeah. Wow.
And 5-star ratings. That's something I really... Kane, you have to win this one.
Yeah.
You guys have to put the faith in me.
No, as a content creator, I would love to get a whole bunch of reviews and comments and
There'd
stuff.
be nothing better than that.
Right?
I'm going to run to my room and get all my nickels.
Honestly, I'd rather have nickels.
To win more comments and reviews. That's a great idea, Malik.
So here we go. So we can do this. Let me get this in here, okay?
Do you guys like young Spider-Man or old Spider-Man more? When I say old Spider-Man, I don't mean like Spider-Man with a cane. I mean like...
Batman Beyond.
You know, when you get like Civil War comics Spider-Man, you know, when he's like established and he's getting stuff done. Or do you like angsty baby Spider-Man? He's like, oh, these powers are crazy.
Definitely like teenager or like kind of like young adult Spider-Man, not like teenager Spider-Man. I don't like that.
Whatever Spider-Man...
It feels dumb to me. Like, I feel like the Japanese get away with it, but I don't think American superheroes do.
Whatever Spider-Man Tobey Maguire was in Spider-Man 3 is my favorite Spider-Man.
Okay.
That's early 20s Spider-Man, I think.
I think he was still supposed to be in high school.
This isn't YouTube. Stop trolling.
No, I liked Homecoming Spider-Man, whichever one that one is, where he's like... Because he's just like a kid... And he's, like, super excited to be, like, with the Avengers and all that stuff, like... And he's, like, trying his best to be a superhero, but, like... You know, he's still super awkward and really giddy about the whole thing. I like that Spider-Man.
So you like high school Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I like Origin, actually. Like, very beginning. I like seeing him get his powers and come to grips with that, and then the whole... With great power comes great responsibility. That is the Spider-Man trope that I like the most.
Yeah.
I... do not care for the angsty part. But I don't get to be with Mary Jane guy. And then when he's actually an adult, he's cool again. So I just think it's a big jump. But
yeah. I think I prefer, like, you're right, I like the origin story. I like seeing it happen. And, we talk a lot of trash about that first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire, but I felt like that transition went really well. You know, you see him in high school where he doesn't look like a high school student, and then he's quickly in college and dealing with Mary Jane stuff, and I'm like, okay, this feels better, and I think that one is my preferred age of Spider-Man.
Is the 90s the worst offender for that how do you do fellow kids kind of thing where
100%.
Nobody looked like they were? Because I feel like movies that I saw after, let's say, 2010, like movies from that era, kids started to look like a little bit more like kids in movies when they were in high school and stuff. But in, like, the 90s, the 80s,
yeah,
they did not look like teenagers.
Yeah, Freddie Prinze Jr. was like a sophomore in high school for all of the 90s.
Yes.
But he like, looked 30.
Yeah.
Like, even when he was, like, 17.
He had stubble that just didn't bother to, like a full beard.
Yeah, he had a full beard learning to drive.
Mom, I'm worried about the 9th grade homecoming dance.
I nicked myself.
Yeah,
but see, what about all those kids in high school who had full, lumberjack-style beards when they were in high school?
I always felt like they were held back.
Yeah, there's no way.
Adults pretending to be kids?
Yeah, they were all Steve Buscemi's.
Or Drew Barrymore.
Or Drew Barrymore's.
Drew Barrymore's.
Neither of them had ever been kissed. And that's how you grow up too fast.
You have to have at least
the
one
aging
kiss.
process.
Or maybe they were like Jack from, the Robin Williams movie.
Ooh, possibly. Yeah, maybe they were all like
that
5.
was really sad.
They also did that it's 21 Jump Street, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, you're like the show.
The TV show,
Yeah.
yeah.
But then, of course, the movie, which is hilarious. But,
Yeah.
like, come on. No one's going to believe you. What are you... You don't look anything... Anyone
yeah.
who is not in high school anymore, I don't know what happens to you, but...
Yeah, you just know.
But kids are really dumb, though.
Yeah. Nathan and I snuck into an alien high school and tried to pretend to be alien teenagers.
How'd that work out?
Not well.
Awful.
It was fun, though.
It was fun. They beat us all up again. It was just like regular high school all over again.
Those kids are huge, man. I've seen 7th graders that are like taller than adults.
Yeah, we probably should have picked an alien high school with not gigantic residents. So maybe...
Although Nathan's not really supposed to be around underage people.
No,
so.
not even a little.
Well,
Most
they're not
planets.
people, so it's okay.
There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah, the rules don't apply.
that's what I said.
Okay, follow-up question to whether or not you prefer Spider-Man little or Spider-Man big. Do you prefer Spider-Man as Spider-Man or as, like, Spider-Gwen? Or, you know, like in all the different... Or Miles Morales.
Okay, yeah.
You know? Which Spider-Verse spider do you spider most?
How many
Thanks for
Spider-Verse
clarifying that.
spiders can a Spider-Verse spider if Spider-Verses were spidering?
So, was Gwen Stacy actually a spider person?
Yes.
Like, she had powers and all that?
I just read a graphic novel called Spider-Gwen. It's just the first volume. And yeah, it's like an alternate reality where Peter Parker dies and she gets the...
Photobite?
Yeah, I don't think it's a spider bite that she gets, though. I can't remember
It's a
how.
spider gene.
Yeah, she's got something that mutates her into this. And yeah, Peter Parker's dead, but she knows there's an alternate reality, and she like wants to meet the Peter Parker in the other universe because she's like sad because she is directly responsible for his death. And this, anyways, yeah. So there is a Spider-Gwen.
Okay, so wait. So she
strangled him.
like what? How is she responsible for the other?
For Peter Parker's death in
for
her
Peter
world.
Parker, yeah, in her
Yeah,
world.
for something happened where Peter Parker he knew that Gwen Stacy was Spider-Gwen and was like kind of jealous and got some sort of powers that made him like the crocodile. So he turned into that, and she didn't know it was Peter Parker, and they were fighting.
And she beat him?
Yeah.
That's so weird. I feel like that's like one of Batman's, also Rand's beating him, like Bruce Wayne in like a fight or something. I can't see that happening. No one thinks that like any of the like underlings would beat, the original.
But in that universe, she is the original.
Yeah, in this universe, she's the
OG.
Yeah, there's no Spider-Man that turns into the crocodile. It's just Peter Parker, some punk.
Oh, he's not okay. In this one, he never was Spider-Man.
She had the spider powers.
Do they explain how she knows about these alternate universes?
She has a buddy who can move her through the universes, and that universe is where the Peter Parker's alive and as Spider-Man.
Is he a fat black nerd?
Huh?
Is he a fat black nerd?
In that one?
In the thing we're describing, her friend.
No.
I feel like that's like exactly the trope I would expect.
Right?
If in this time period, when was Spider-Gwen written? Do you know what
I think
time?
it's new. I mean, it like 2016, 2017.
Okay. All right, never mind. That's after it then. I would have expected it if it was in like 2008.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They always had a
Yeah.
fat black friend as a sidekick who would be on the computers. He's the best hacker in school
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Kim Possible style.
I see.
Yeah, was that what I'm thinking about Kim Possible?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it wasn't. When I say friend, she's just like a superhero mentor lady. So I say friend in like a loose term.
They actually hated each other.
Yeah, they
They fought frequently.
They're more-
I hate you, but damned if I don't respect you, Spider-Gwen.
Her
Anyway,
costumes.
hop into this interdimensional portal.
Also, does she go by Spider-Gwen?
Yeah, that's her thing.
I don't.
So she's really not trying to hide her identity at
No.
all.
She's like, I am Spider-Gwen
Wait,
Stacy.
who are you? I'm
No,
Spider-Gwen.
No, sorry.
Whoa!
I'm not good when I put on the spot.
I think the series is called Spider-Gwen, but I think people refer to her as Spider-Woman.
Okay, maybe Spider-Girl or
No.
She's a woman.
There's no Spider-Boy.
It's also not
even though he's a
Spider-Boy.
high school.
although I think there is a Spider-Girl.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm
but-
100% sure.
Yeah. But there's also a Spider-Pig or something.
There is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spider-Pig.
This
Spider-Pig.
feels like we're getting into like Deadpool category.
Yep,
Yeah.
it does feel like that.
Yeah.
It does feel like that.
Well, they've got that movie coming out where they're gonna do this. All the Spider-Verses come together, and Spider-Gwen's in that.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Right?
Yeah, it actually looks really neat.
It looks really good.
I like the animation style of it. Looks super dope.
Have you seen the trailer?
I did, but I don't know. For some reason, I don't like the idea of there being all these like different universes and they like meet each other.
Oh, Kane, you would hate comic books then.
I actually hate that in every version of Marvel when I see it, the multiple universe thing. I always hate it.
Well, then how do you feel about Miles kind of only exists in an alternate reality, right? Like, he doesn't... I don't see one where they coincide, right? Except for...
Do they not? I thought he was like the new Spider... Like, Peter Parker trains him.
Yeah, exactly. If it was like a Peter Parker trained him thing, I totally wouldn't have a problem.
So
It is.
I legit don't know. Like,
he also got bit then?
I'm sorry, I'm blanking. I know I'm supposed to know.
I thought it
this,
was like
I
a
don't.
separate thing. Maybe both exists.
Yeah, I thought Miles Morales was the younger,
Yeah.
like, after he's gone. In fact, I think he was actually after Superior Spider-Man. So that's Doc Ock after he took his body. But anyway, yeah, I think it's both things. I think the Spider-Verse is its own continuity, where all these things happen, and also in the original, like, The Amazing Spider-Man, Miles does come after that chronologically, but I could be wrong.
That's what I thought, but like, I'm not no expert, so who knows?
By the way, I'm actually kind of agree with you, though, Kane. It's like, okay, it's a comic book, and don't take it too seriously, but also, this one's a cartoon pig, really?
Yeah.
I don't know, but the movie, though, impressed me, especially the original trailer. I didn't like the follow-up trailers as much. But the original trailer, I just thought was so,
it really
so
blew
good.
me
I was
away.
like standing up, like I couldn't handle how psyched
I think we had it on the cockpit, just like playing like it was like a YouTube video of like a whole bunch of different movie things, and like I think we all stopped what we were doing to watch this one, just because like I don't know, like I really like the animation's like super cool about it, and it's like a little bit choppy, almost like it is kind of like you're flipping through a comic book a bit, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like the way it's, I don't know, I really like the way it's done.
Well, I think it's cool that you're excited about it, Nate, because you're not a big superhero movie fan. So
no, but I enjoy Spider-Man. Like, yeah. He's fun.
Good man.
Yeah, I like him. He's cool.
By the way, Malik, doesn't he feel like a post-Civil War Spider-Man in this? He's almost like homeless Spider-Man. Like he doesn't give a fuck anymore. He's like,
seen some stuff.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, kid, what's going on? Oh yeah, I guess I could train you. Whatever. Like Mr. Miyagi Spider-Man.
Yeah. Like the Spider-Man doesn't wear shoes.
Yep.
Like he's got like stubble on in the previews and stuff. Like
that's why you like this.
Yeah. It's shoeless Spider-Man. That's the perfect thing. How can he grip onto the walls with shoes on, Isaac?
That's all right. Science. You're right.
Got shoes and gloves on. You can't run up with those.
In answer to your original question, OG again. I know that I'm.
What if you take him off the board? What if you can't say?
Oh, not the OG.
What if you can't say him?
Probably Miles then. I just like the original line of Succession, I guess. I hate Doc Ock. I know this is not part of the Spider-Verse, but I thought Superior Spider-Man was a load of shit.
Gotcha.
Terrible.
Superior Spider-Man?
Yes. So Amazing Spider-Man was like the biggest run of Spider-Man, right? It's like where all the canon comes from originally. And the way that arc ends is that actually Doc Ock kills Spider-Man, finally. And what is it? He switches bodies with him. And then while he's in Peter Parker's body, he kills him. But for some reason, I can't remember exactly what it is, Peter transfers his own consciousness or being or whatever back into the body, so they're kind of sharing it. But then he dies anyway. But his, like, goodness seeps into Doc Ock's mind. And so he says, not only am I going to be a good guy, I'm going to do it better than Peter ever did. I'll be the superior Spider-Man. And that's where that run starts.
Yikes.
I need a flowchart.
It's horrible. It's so stupid. I hate it.
You know, it's funny. I've been playing the new Spider-Man game for the PS4, like a crazy person. Like, I can't do anything else with my life. And
yeah, we've noticed.
Yeah. And Doc Ock's in there, and he stumbles across Peter because he's working in the lab, and Peter's working, like, trying to fix his suit because he's been in, like, a fight. And Spider-Man's just like, oh, yeah, like, I design his costumes. And Doc Ock's like, cool, I believe you. Also, here's all of these other great things to make your suit better. And also, here are all these weapons. And so, like, he's just like, okay, you work for Spider-Man. Let me help you be better at this. And so I'm just waiting for this to all go bad. You know, like, because everyone knows about Doc Ock. So I'm like 25% way through the game, and there's a bunch of bad guys. But so far, Doc Ock, you're just like, oh man, he's losing his funding. Aww.
Doc, and the funny thing is, Doc Ock is probably his most iconic villain too, right? I mean, Venom, but Doc Ock is probably the most iconic one. So they're like teasing you with that. They're like, oh, when's it gonna happen?
Yeah,
when's it gonna go crazy?
Like, I almost didn't want to put the suit on that he gave me because I was like, is this sabotage?
What's gonna happen?
It's gonna be filled with octopuses.
I'm really depending on it now to kick like butt, and then as soon as I'm gonna go up against him, he's gonna take it from me, and then I'm gonna be sucky
He's
Spider-Man.
gonna turn it all off.
I'm just so afraid.
You can't use any of your gadgets.
I don't like using the gadgets.
they seem to really want to give Spider-Man gadgets. So they did that in the Avengers, the MCU version of him too.
Yeah,
the Stark suit and all that.
Yeah,
that's fine. I mean, I know that also happened in the comics, but
yeah, no, I like just him being Spider-Man.
Like I said, OG for me. It's like he did his own gadgets and his powers, and let's do this.
Well, wasn't there like a run where like he like fully taps into his spider sense and he's like godlike in it all? Like, I thought there was like I thought I remember hearing something where like he like is able to like fully like become aware of like everything or something like that.
I'm sure you're right. I know that there was a bit of a continuity, story where he got Miss Marvel's powers or some of them or something like that.
Yeah.
And everything was enhanced.
Yeah.
Already Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so there is Miss Marvel. There's Captain Marvel, and there's other people who are kind of like Superman. But for like the main runners, I mean, when you see Marvel, generally the person in the front is Spider-Man. He's like their flagship guy, right?
Yeah.
He's also one of the strongest heroes in that continuity. And he's like the Superman of Marvel, because he is kind of like their flagship character. So when he got Miss Marvel powers, absolutely insane. He beat the Hulk easy. He punched him into space.
That's cool.
He just punched him into space. He was like, all right, well, I guess I better go save him, otherwise he'll die in space. So he flies up through the atmosphere, he pulls him back down because he doesn't want him to die.
That's pretty cool.
That was Spider-Man?
Yes.
But
this is with Captain Marvel's powers.
Yeah.
But I have a question, though. In that volume, was Spider-Man more powerful than when Stan Lee became part of the Marvel canon? When he was a superhero?
Well, okay, so
when they gave him his own series, was that?
Well, that's difficult to say because, Stan Lee, the creator, he was able to, shape reality, but he had to be in front of a palette and he had to, be able to write to do it, so you could limit his powers pretty easily.
You'd think, but if you give him chalk and a sidewalk, he's still back on top.
Yeah, I mean, I was always very interested to see the story arcs where you're kind of like Birdman, he always has to find his way back to the sun. He has to find some implement to write with.
Yeah.
But once he does, it's pretty much over.
Yeah, so, he had super strength, max intelligence, just all max stats.
Yeah, have you guys seen the Marvel stat sheets?
No.
Yeah.
They rank Marvel characters by, like, strength. It's strength, intelligence, energy projection, hand-to-hand combat or fighting style, something like that, fighting ability.
Yeah.
What's the next one?
Heart. That's the last one.
They created another dimension for Stan Lee's character, which was just way with the ladies. It was really maxed out.
On a scale of 1 to 10, it was 25.
Yeah. Only rivaled by Tony Stark, I guess.
But he was still only at an 8.
Or is it? What would Bruce Wayne be on that list?
Oh, he's charming.
Oh no, wait, that's different.
Different universe.
We'll forgive you.
Yeah. This time.
Although I think, I did see something. I was watching Death Battle on YouTube. We've gotten away from you, but hold on a second.
Bring it back.
We were watching Death Battle and Batman fights Spider-Man.
I've seen that.
In that, they talk about how Batman once was... Spider-Man once tried to be on the Justice League. Somehow. And Batman was the one who turned him down. It was the deciding vote to not let Spider-Man in.
He would be.
Anyway.
You think it's just because he's like too gruff? He's like, he doesn't take this seriously. He's a kid.
I think
he's unreliable, that kind of thing.
It's just that Batman's superpower is being the wet blanket.
Yes. That's his real superpower.
That's his real superpower.
He already has the Flash. He doesn't want any more quips. That's really what it was.
He can't take any more snark.
Too many witticisms.
But I like Miles too. But another reference to Death Battle is he's like way worse than Peter Parker. Like he uses more gadgets and he's just not as good. And the fight that happened between him and Terry McGinnis, Batman Beyond, I thought was just very well done.
Does Batman Beyond win?
Do you want to watch it or do you want me to tell you?
You just tell me. I'll watch it later.
Oh, wait. You talking about 2099?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
Is that Miles or am I mixing that up? Oh, God, I need to...
I don't think it was... No, it's not. It's a different... He's a Spanish guy.
Miles is Spanish too.
Miles,
Yeah.
Miles Morales.
No.
He's a Hispanic
I mean,
man.
he's like, you know.
Do you mean the Blue
straight.
Beetle?
Yeah.
No, I
like
think
that,
he's-
But he's like, you know.
I think he's Middle Eastern, isn't he?
No, I think you're right. I think you're right because Miles would have come in during the same time period as Peter, and Peter would have been long dead in 2099. So this is the future stuff, just like Batman. I don't remember what his name is. We'll get the computer to find it or something. But he is beaten handily by Terry. It's not even really close.
So.
Yeah,
I think it was because he didn't have like Terry's like fighting ability. Like I think he pretty much just sort of like out hand to hand combats him. Is the thing.
yeah, and also the 2099 version isn't as powerful as Peter Parker. Like his powers aren't as strong.
Miguel O'Hara.
There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Miguel
O'Hara.
They wanted to mix as much ethnicity as they could in that one.
His great grandfather was Shaquille O'Neal.
His middle name is What the Hell Am I? Miguel Ambiguous Race O'Hara. So
He's got blonde dreads.
one blue eye and one brown eye.
Oh god. What a monster.
But yeah, they also apparently both have like not robot assistants, but they both have like people who give them like tactical advice and stuff. One is Miguel's like robot assistant, almost like Jarvis to Tony Stark.
Yeah.
And Terry's is Batman.
Yeah. So he's winning.
It's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think you got a chance on this one, Miguel. Sorry.
You have Batman in your corner.
He pulls out the utility belt.
And, that fight between Batman and Spider-Man, that's one that people talk about a lot because they're both known for, like, preparing for things.
Yeah.
Spider-Man fights a lot of the strongest characters in Marvel, and he can't out-strength them. He can't outspeed them. He kind of has to just outsmart them. He uses a lot of gadgets of his own design. He works with Reed Richards or Tony Stark, and they kind of figure out a way to fight them, like when he had to figure out how to use fire or sound against Venom or the rest of the symbiotes. So they relate that to the fact that Batman, they say, canonically, if given enough time, can beat any opponent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the Fantastic Four, Reed Richards has his own superhero team. So, if Spider-Man encounters an enemy that he feels like he's having difficulty fighting, why not just team up with Spider-Man and take him out? Why are you be like, well, let me teach you a lesson, Peter. I'm going to show you how to solve this problem on your own. It's like, no, just help him out. He's fighting for, like, all of New York. Like,
I feel like I saw one where he does. I think I was reading a Venom comic. Well, it was a Spider-Man comic featuring Venom, and Reed Richards does come and help him out when he's fighting Venom.
Doesn't he work for Reed Richards for a bit?
He's one of the Fantastic Four. He actually replaces the Human Torch for a little bit.
Oh, really?
oh, wow. Okay, tagged in.
Oh, because the Human Torch went and became Captain America.
Did he really?
Actors.
The actor.
Oh, I'm like, I can't remember that. Yes, that's right. I'm going to trade my much cooler powers to just be really handsome.
Yeah. I mean, kind of a win-win. I'm going from being really hot to being really hot.
It's like since apparently the team's not static. They had, I think, the Thing, and then they had that robot for a while. That robot on the TV show.
Yes, the robot. My favorite member of the Fantastic Four.
It would just make snarky comments.
He was like Snarf from Thundercats.
Or Salem from Sabrina.
Actually, the two of them put together is probably the best approximation of this robot.
Why?
Danger, danger! Basically.
Is this your inspiration for Kane?
Yeah, no, that's what I've been trying to get to,
Yeah.
for sure.
You're getting there.
You notice the pipe cleaner arms, or the pipe arms.
I do like
the
those.
pincers, yeah.
But,
Don't get me.
but on the Spider-Man Batman corollary, I think the reason why they're always linked in my head, other than just the preparation and all of that, is like their bad guys are really cool, and they get their own spin-offs. Like you just said, like Doc Ock basically is Spider-Man at some point, and like there's Gotham City Sirens, and Catwoman's got her own thing, and then like Venom's over here doing his own thing, and he's got a movie. Like their bad guys are sometimes like cooler than they are, and
I want Mr. Freeze to get his own movie.
He was already the star of Batman Forever. Or Batman and Robin.
Yes.
He was already the star of that.
By the way, there were like 14 Goblin bad guys. But they don't really have relation to each other, right?
Yeah.
Like I think Green Goblin and Hobgoblin do. No,
Yeah.
Green Goblin and another one do. Hobgoblin doesn't, right?
And then there's just Pumpkinhead.
No,
He's a guy
no,
with-
Hobgoblin is Green Goblin's son, isn't he?
Is it? Okay. I may have mixed that up, but
Is it,
there's like
is it
four
Harry
of them.
Osborn?
James Franco.
Yeah, James Franco.
Yeah, call him by his Christian name.
Yeah.
Have you guys read any of the Marvel Noirs?
I
No,
have
but that
not.
sounds awesome.
Yeah, they did them. They're all really dark, and they took all of their superpowers. It's more like, so instead of Spider-Man having, actually like being genetically modified and having like a spider sense or be able to climb walls, he's just like really fit and has like sort of like a human sixth sense, and they solve
Just really
crimes.
perceptive.
But yeah, without superpowers, it's just kind of like
Doesn't he have
Yes.
sticky gloves and, and boots or something?
yeah,
The human spider is in town!
But they also imply, especially with the X-Men, that they actually do have powers.
Yeah.
They just don't show them.
Yeah,
like
they're
they talk
not
about
as
Jean
overt.
in the background and stuff, don't they?
They do. There's some sort of like experiment, I think, that they talk. Because I read the Wolverine one as well. That was pretty good.
There's a Wolverine.
Yeah,
noir.
there's a whole series of Marvel noirs that
So,
are pretty
what does he
interesting.
have? Just like knife hands or something? What does he
You remember in elementary school when you'd put the pencils between your...
yeah.
He's just a grown man doing that.
So, what is he just like murdering people?
He's
Like-
basically indestructible. I think they show him get like shot a whole bunch. He's kind of like 50 Cent.
Oh, wow.
He's 50 Cent.
He has a line of really well-doing energy drinks.
He would be like really scarred up, wouldn't he?
He's 50 Cent, but also with the gloves, the hands of that guy. You know what I'm talking about? Johnny
Freddy
Depp.
Krueger?
Freddy Krueger.
Johnny Depp.
Oh, Edward Scissorhands.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now I just have the mental image of 50 Cent with the Freddy or the Edward Scissorhand
In a
fingers.
trench coat, trying to solve crime.
I
Alright.
feel like noir Wolverine would be kind of like Rorschach.
Actually, Spider-Man
Spider-Man's more
Yeah,
like
wears a
Rorschach.
trench coat and said he seems kind of like Rorschach
Yeah.
in the comic. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I don't
But
know if Wolverine is noir-esque. He's a lot more brash.
I was imagining him as like the guy from Inglourious Bastards, Donnie. Like he's just a bruiser.
Yeah.
If you're making real Wolverine is like a short, indestructible Canadian badass.
Yeah.
With a bat and like I
Yeah.
don't know, it'd be a bat with nails on it or something. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what a weirdly strong sense of smell.
Yeah.
Remember when they brought that up in the animated series? They tried to use that as a power. Okay, I can track him, guys. No one's asking you to do that,
Yeah.
Wolverine.
Yeah, no,
Smells like cologne.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't care.
I put a tracker on him. He's east.
You know, we have Professor X on our team.
We have people that can literally see around the world.
Also, what do you go around just smelling people in case you have to find them again?
Yeah.
Like, how do you get a hold of their scent to begin with?
Cyclops, come here. I'll never lose you.
Get out of here, bub.
Yeah.
Done sniffing your head.
Thanks, Logan.
Maybe he just goes to barbershops.
Goes into that hair bin.
Familiarizes himself with the clientele.
Disgusting.
Did any of the X-Men ever... I'm sorry, we're
I've
totally off topic.
actually heard of people who can do that though. Like they have like super strong sense of smell where like someone will do like a test where they'll put just like a gram of like some drug inside like sealed containers. So these guys will just be able to identify what's inside by just smelling the outside of the containers.
Those are dogs, Kane.
German shepherds.
Well, it's like those wine tasting people, right? They said that there's like 1%
Oh,
of
yeah.
people who actually can do the thing that all these sommeliers say they can do.
Yeah.
But it's a very small amount of people who are able to actually distinguish. Like,
Swish it around and go, smell earthy notes.
It's this. I feel like people who are like that kind of ruin everything for themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have to. Same thing with like food tasters, and they have to be really careful with their taste buds.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
can you just enjoy a hot dog anymore? Like, is your life just?
No.
Like-
that would be so miserable.
they can tell you which pigs it came from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no.
This is a good Oklahoma hog.
That is
That
a
reminds
filth
me of the
before,
comic book
yeah.
Chew, actually, where the guy he can taste where the food has come from that he's eaten.
I know it comes from my plate. That's about it.
Didn't we see a superhero TV show? It was like Swedish or something that was like called The Nose.
The Sniffer.
The Sniffer.
That's a real thing. I thought it was one of those Netflix jokes where you go on there and they have like an April Fool's joke.
Yeah.
No, this is a real show. He's a cop who solves crimes by the virtue of his enhanced sense of smell.
Yeah.
Isn't that a basis for It's Always Sunny thing?
Probably.
with Dolph Lundgren as the giant nose.
What's the guy in 30 Rock? Like bitch detective or something? What's his name? Will Ferrell? It's like bitch kicker or something. It's ridiculous. He kicks a bathroom door down and runs in with a gun. You remember that? He kicks like the women's room door open, and they said they have to apologize for that show. Oh my god, I have to look it up now.
Okay, I'm sorry. I feel like they definitely do that with Marvel. Like, we've got Spider-Man, we've got the X-Men, and a bunch of other really, Okay.
I just wanted Kane to know that that's a real thing. I didn't make it up. It's called Bitch Hunter. Bitch Hunter. He's a detective.
That does sound familiar. I just don't remember the scene.
So funny.
And so I don't know if like Marvel's just desperate for new characters, but like some of them are just outrageous. Like, I'm sorry to offend anybody, but Squirrel Girl. Come on, guys. Like, the new ones are cute. They're definitely cute, but the idea that she's stronger than some of the other well-established characters, or that she can, it just... she's a cute little squirrel girl. You don't need to make her stronger than Thor or whatever they made her do. It's just...
no.
Marvel, stop it.
I completely agree. I'm not mad at Squirrel Girl. I understand her appeal. I understand why the character was created.
Yeah.
And, something about Spider-Man being like, oh, this nerdy kid who gets superpowers and, now even though he's a nerd, that helps him in being a superhero, whatever. That appeals to me, right?
Yeah.
So I get where other people have characters that like Squirrel Girl appeal to lots of people. I get that.
Yeah.
But also, why you gotta make her save the Avengers or whatever? It's
yeah.
like, why can't you just leave her in her lane? I don't understand. Just give her her own bad guys. Just give her all her own villains.
And she can be super strong in it, but don't just like, well, now that we've created this ridiculous character, she's...
make her stronger than Thor. He's Hulk in an arm wrestling contest. Come on.
It does feel very power creep. It does feel very power creep.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
But along the same lines, and I think that's done correctly, is the new Miss Marvel with Kamala Khan. She like fangirls over Wolverine and actual Captain Marvel, so she's got her own powers and she's really strong. But they don't put her in any place above these other characters. She like knows they exist, shows reverence, and she has like we said, her own bad guys. And sometimes they overlap because they're in the same universe, so these bad guys exist, but they team up. But it's never, it's not stepping on any toes of where it came from. So I think that Miss Marvel's doing a really interesting, good character that's kind of off the beaten path, but fits correctly into a universe that already exists.
That's the right way to do it.
Going back to ridiculous superheroes, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Santa Claus is canon in the Marvel universe.
I have heard that.
He's a mutant, and he is one of the strongest mutants in Marvel canon. He is like, I think he's like up there with like Onslaught and stuff. Like, he is ridiculously strong, and like he's been like a guardian of Earth for millennia or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, you'd have to be to see when you're sleeping and to know when you're awake.
Exactly. Like they like like explained it all. Like all of like his things are his mutant powers that he uses to protect mankind.
So is he like, he can move at like the speed of light or something?
Yeah, he's like able to teleport and stuff, and he's able to like shapeshift, and he's like omnipresent. Like,
and if he goes too long without milk and cookies, like he starts to weaken.
I do think like they did
not believing in him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So is he sort of like Charles Xavier, where he can just sort of see the minds of kids or something, so he knows if they've been
I think it's something like that. I think he's like telepathic or whatever. Like he's like Professor X on steroids.
And clearly a little insane because he's taken this power and decided to be Santa Claus.
Hey, at least he's on the good side.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if he was a bad guy?
Well, the Krampus is in there too.
Yeah.
But, no, in the pitch meeting for this character, do you think he just described his powers, and then people were like, Are you describing Santa Claus right now?
He's like, no. So he lives on isolation in a frozen cave on top of the planet. And it's adding up to be Santa Claus. No. And he wears a red suit.
It goes down chimneys. Delivers presents or coal.
All right. Stan, I'm going to stop you here. It sounds like you're talking about Santa Claus. No. His name is Kris Kringle.
Yeah.
He's a completely different guy.
Yeah. Kris Kringle was a mild-mannered toy maker.
Basically Stu Pickles.
Yeah.
When one day...
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That's great.
But
Him and his henpecked wife decide to move to the Arctic.
His wife is henpecked. That tells you so much about Chris.
Oh.
He wouldn't stop bothering her about moving to the North Pole. She just went along.
It's like, you're a crazy person. No one lives at the North Pole.
And he's like, I am God.
The dream is dead.
Exactly, computer. Except I think Santa Claus is stronger than Onslaught.
Santa Claus is stronger than Onslaught.
I'm just saying that so I can stay on the nice list.
He can hear you.
I know.
Because you're a child at heart.
Yeah. But I think Onslaught would win. But yeah, we were just talking about ridiculous superheroes, and
Yeah.
although I don't know why they picked a real character to put into a fake universe.
Well, they did it with... Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. No, I mean, they did it with Hercules. They put Muhammad Ali... Well, not DC, I'm thinking of. Muhammad Ali fought Superman in a boxing match.
And he won.
That's
Well, Superman didn't have his powers at the time. So, just to be clear. But...
Alright,
Oh, gosh.
that's something.
But yeah, so like those are like canon characters. Like Hercules is like a character, so you know.
Well, that just makes sense because I mean Thor's a character,
Right? Yeah. But that's just that makes like a whole can of worms.
Yeah,
It's
that
like
one confused
every
me.
mythological character then, or
Yeah, or is it just only the people that lived in like ancient Norway?
So are there mutants with like elephant heads and like jackal heads and stuff? Is that a thing? Or
I think they live on the planet adjacent to Thor's.
Well, and then the same thing, right? Guardians of the Galaxy exists in that universe as well. So there's all these other planets with aliens. But are there mutants, aliens on those planets?
You know, there probably is. But X-Men just gets so... Like, X-Men gets more bogged down than the Spider-Verse.
wait, before we, I really do want to go down X-Men because X-Men's fantastic, one of my favorite Marvel IPs. But I do want to say this: I learned somewhat recently that Tony Stark was adopted by his parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's not of like... So Howard Stark was already like a genius, but then Tony Stark was adopted, also a genius. In fact, even smarter. But it turns out he's an alien.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Stark is an alien, canon. He's not even a human being.
Really?
It's stupid. Isn't that stupid?
Oh.
That's so dumb. They could have made him a mutant. Like,
Yeah.
oh, the reason he's so smart. Nope, not even a human being.
It's just like, how? Why?
I don't remember the whole thing. I didn't like it, so I stopped reading it.
Yeah, no, I don't. But that's lame.
It's so
That's
stupid.
not canon.
Not in the MCU, but in the comics, yeah.
Yeah.
He's from another planet.
Well, that's what I mean.
Or he's a robot? I don't remember exactly what it was,
not.
but yeah.
Like, I love...
I am Starkbot, obey me.
Also, explain the alcoholism. That's like a human thing, right? But anyway.
Well, he didn't know he was
It's a
alien.
depressed alien.
Yeah. Well, I really like comics, but I just feel like we've created so many now, like, where do we go? And that's where you get weird stuff like that. Like, if these have been, like what, World War One kind of thing, or World War Two, it's... You gotta get weird to keep it,
Yeah, they're
to
running out of
keep
fresh
it
ideas.
original.
You're so right. We were complaining about episode 9 and like how many movies that is
For Star Wars.
for Star Wars, yeah.
Yeah.
And imagine if you had to do this crap every week. Like, you gotta get a new story every week, and it goes for decades.
Yeah, every week for
What
like
do you-
100 years.
What do you do?
What if Spider-Man goes to get his watch tuned up, and then there's an alien placed inside the watch, and then we did that 6 times already.
Yeah. But what if now the alien always just kind of sets his watch back 5 minutes? Oh!
He's late to everything.
Limited run!
Bow in fear, Spider-Man. I am Father Time. I am Daylight Savings Man.
You know that exists somewhere.
It has to.
I feel like that's actually one of Batman's villains.
Pretty much. But like, even just the concepts of things exist as characters in Marvel, right?
Yeah.
Death is a character. Time is a character. The universe itself, I think, is a character. Basically everything is a character.
Yeah, everything has been someone at some point.
it could be a bit much.
Yeah.
You got to narrow your vision a little bit. Just look at one character.
I don't know. Living in the comic universe is kind of ridiculous because they're like, all right, well, we're just going to make things completely insane and then just say it was another universe and put everything back to normal.
And they can do the weirdest stuff, but then you add a person of color or change Spider-Man to a woman and people lose their minds. Like, you can do literally fight Father Time, but if he's a black Spider-Man, watch out, guys. The fans are going to lose their minds.
Well, that makes sense, because that to me sounds like you're saying black people have a problem fighting time. A problem with time management. That seems like problematic.
Well,
I mean, he wins.
They made it just barely. They made that his signature opponent. So
his Doc Ock. That's what Peter Parker says when he meets Miles Morales for
the Kingpin version in Black Spider-Man he's a leader of Black Republicans.
Oh no!
That's the criminal organization he has to take down.
What's his name?
Kanye.
Oh, I was thinking he had to fight Uncle Tom.
That's so good.
Oh, that was so much better.
Yes. The Wrath of Uncle Tom.
It's Uncle Ben's brother.
He has the power to degrade all black institutions.
So are we writing that now? Are we just writing that comic real quick?
Yeah, Marvel, I hope you're listening. For our mildly racistly tinged.
So,
X-Men, right?
there is reason to believe that the X-Men canon is actually not happening in a fictional universe, but in fact is quite possible.
That's a documentary?
Yeah, did you guys ever see Stan Lee's Superheroes on, I think it was FX?
I have, yes. I'm a huge fan.
Yes.
Yeah, I loved a lot of that stuff. It oftentimes wasn't as impressive as, you might want it to be, but there was enough stuff there, people who had, sort of, arguable mutations and things like that, to where it's I totally believe that, if you look at some of the weird creatures that used to exist on Earth, there's all sorts of weird, mutations that happen in just life forms that makes you think, why couldn't something adapt to have pretty much any characteristic you can think of?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Biology is
Smart motherfucker, that's right.
Biology is insane. But how about you give us a quick rundown of the show, just in case? Because they haven't seen it.
Yeah, I have seen it.
Okay, so basically it's kind of I guess it's kind of like Ripley's Believe It or Not, where it's okay, so Stan Lee's supposed to have sort of this, a sidekick. He, sort of stays in his, office or whatever, but he sends out, an explorer on his behalf that, travels the world seeking people with extraordinary talents and gifts and things, and then just sort of scientifically evaluates their unique abilities.
Like IRL.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, in real life. So they actually go around to different parts of the world. I think one of the guys that they encounter is somehow super conductive and resistant to electricity. So I think he can actually manipulate.
I've seen that guy.
Yeah, certain electronic things. And
Current Mohan, yeah.
Yeah, and he also won't. He can basically tolerate a lot of super high currents that pretty much no one else can. So he can grab onto a voltage box or something like that with his bare hands. Nope, I'm fine.
He cooked the guy food. The psychic was in there and he was powering a hot plate or something. The electricity was going through his body, powering the hot plate through his hands.
I like that this guy just experimented. He's let's just see. Sort of like in Unbreakable, where they just keep piling on weights. It's sort of the conductivity thing.
Yeah, how many more sockets can I stick this fork
yeah,
into?
Exactly. You want to know what the genesis of that was, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, they go into it, though. They go into it. That's because I was obsessed with this guy.
There was some accident, right?
Yeah, he was supposed to be killed by something.
This is ominous.
The computer's into it.
I think, are we forming a superhero team right now? Is that what this is?
I hope not.
Oh, wow.
The only mutant power I have is actually a disadvantage, so I don't know if you want me on your team.
That is a thing. That's the thing that happens in the X-Men comics sometimes. They have, like that girl whose bones coming out and it's killing her.
Mine is my skin burns in the sun.
Oh my goodness. I'm feeling very heroic.
Yeah.
I don't know,
I feel the need to suit up.
They were four misfits.
Yeah, right?
Drawn together
by their insatiable quest to talk about nonsense.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I'm putting on my boots.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm putting on my boots. And
I'm gonna lather myself in sunscreen.
Isaac, with the ability to make any conversation awkward.
Keen with laser eyes. Because I do have those.
Yeah.
It's just
True.
what he has.
True.
Nathan, with an uncanny ability to recall anything about Waterworld.
No pressure. You're not on the spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not funny at all.
That is an amazing gift.
The power to bring any room to an immediate silence.
I was going to think it was your utility belts and gadgets all full of cat photos. Garlic bread memes.
Oh, garlic bread memes. I do got some sick garlic bread memes.
Just like jumps into a room, throws two what you think are smoke bombs, and then just some garlic bread memes and cat pictures come out.
You
Ah.
you have subscribed to Cat Facts.
Stop.
Molly!
Stop! Stop!
Cash Max blog.
The ability to throw a fit on a moment's notice.
Wow, nothing even happened.
Yeah. Oh, nothing happened? Huh? Nothing?
Yeah, I could do this for days.
Yeah, we are the new Justice League. I'm deciding.
We cause a lot more problems than we solve, but I mean, you know, we solve one, cause five, so.
I get the feeling this would be like that Futurama episode where Bender does like everything. It's like easily the strongest naturally.
Yeah.
The thing is, you'd be amazed how often laser rods don't come in handy, though. And I have to wear those Cyclops glasses in order to prevent myself from killing everyone. So.
I really liked the laser light show you put on last weekend.
It is pretty cool, though.
If they had to give us the Marvel ratings for all of our characters, I think we'd be at the max.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
We'd be 10s across the board.
Yeah.
So actually, really quickly, what were we talking about? X-Men.
Stanley superheroes?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Oh,
Superheroes. So he has this guy go around the world
Superhero.
meeting all these people who have like basically superpowers, and he's kind of trying to figure out if it's real. Like he's heard stories about these people, right?
Mhm. He's like,
And
kind of,
does he ever disprove anyone? I don't think he did, right?
no.
I guess they wouldn't show it if he did.
Yeah, I mean, the ones I saw were pretty legit. Not all of them were actually that cool, but some of them, and most of them I think had some sort of scientific basis. Which is kind of like what my point is basically, like, you could have, people who have, I think that there were some people who had,
Nightcrawler's powers?
well, there was one guy who, he didn't ever get tired. You know how basically, if I know this is kind of weird, but, human beings can't run indefinitely, right? But, he could just run and run and run and run forever. Just
that
had, infinite stamina.
Forrest Gump?
Yeah, it was Forrest Gump. They did a documentary about it.
That episode was like MST3K. The psychic guy was just watching Forrest Gump as a silhouette.
They're making, snappy comebacks about it.
Yeah, no, I think they did do... they did include him on that. But no, it was... yeah, he just didn't get tired, because...
Was he
Anyway.
Was he the Energizer Bunny?
Lactic acid didn't build up in his muscles or something. It was recycled too quickly, and something else. There's a couple of factors that make you tired, and he just both things just didn't affect it.
That could be dangerous, right? Like those people who can't feel pain. Like
They did an episode on one of those guys, actually.
Yeah,
They just
Yeah.
as kids, you just put your hand on the stove and your hand's melting away, and you're just whatever, this is
Weird.
chill.
yeah,
They have to be really careful because they could be walking around with a broken bone or something.
yeah. You would think. I don't know what the damage would be, but it makes sense that there would be some sort of negative to it. Absolutely.
I want to see the Unbreakable guy, though. I want to see someone with that power, They can just... anytime they try to lift something, their muscles just adapt instantly, and they can just do it.
Part of your body getting tired tells you you need to lay down. Whether or not you're not building up this lactic acid doesn't matter. Your body will just get exhausted, even if you don't feel it.
Yeah, he's running out of... He switches over now, his body's burning, muscle or something like that in order to fuel it.
So it's cool that you have this, but also, dude, sit down. Take a nap.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right. I don't know what it would be, but I'm sure there's got to be some sort of protective mechanism.
Yeah.
Was there anyone with psychic powers? Is really the only thing I'm interested in. So, they have any examples of that?
Unfortunately, I didn't see any psychic people. There wasn't anyone who did anything well, I don't know. I think there may have been some plate moving guy, but I think it was just fake. They couldn't verify that at all.
Is there anybody with the Beast's powers?
Wait.
I actually did see a person who had like super. He could really climb like a monkey. Like he had super grip strength.
Was he blue?
And Harry?
And Harry?
It was a girl, actually.
Was she blue and Harry then? Oh.
No, they tested Robin Williams for it.
Oh.
He was a genius who had hair all over his body. Come on.
No, it was good. It's just he wasn't blue.
It wasn't blue, yeah.
Well, he was blue.
Oh. That's such a good joke and such a sad one.
Oh. I need a hug from hearing that.
They also had a guy who...
Gambit?
He broke things with his head, right?
Oh, yeah. Basically, he had, like, his skull was, like, having, like, 2 or 3 skulls.
Was he Russian?
Actually, the real life, let's take it back to noir. So, with the noir, I want to say this. The noir version of Tony Stark would just be Elon Musk. That's it. So.
Yeah.
Remember at the onset, and Kane said he was going to do his damnedest to... Say what you will about Kane, he's an honest robot.
I want to pose one more question. I know all these characters live within the Marvel Universe, but let's assume that they're all separate and there's not a lot of overlap. Like Fantastic Four's over here and Spider-Man's over here. Which world, now you're not necessarily the hero in the story, which you want to live in?
So wait, which Marvel IP you said?
Yeah, like, I mean, you could be, like, Spider-Man, or you could just live in a world where Spider-Man is, like, saving you, which means also you get all the Spider-Man villains and your life kind of sucks. And...
I think regardless of what universe I was in, if I knew I was in any Marvel universe, I would subject myself to so many terrible things in attempts to get superpowers.
Just start getting bit by all these animals.
Yeah, this hypodermic needle is glowing green. That means I gotta inject it. Like
only good things will happen.
Well, I'll either be a villain or
yeah. But we'll find out about that in the morning.
I'd for sure be a villain. Yeah. No good guy ever gets their powers on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, no good guy ever injected something on purpose.
No way.
And I was like,
if you're trying to get power like that, you're going to be a bad guy, for sure.
That's true.
To answer your question, Malik, I think I would go X-Men, because they're my favorite. Also, I just feel like there's a good probability I might have some kind of superpower. Because, like, it seems
Based
like...
on what?
Well, like, almost everybody has some sort of mutant power.
Okay.
There's, like, 4 normal people. And even them, they're, like, kind of really good at something. Like apparently everybody's a mutant in the Marvel or in the X-Men universe. So I'll probably have some lame ass power. Like I'm really good at growing a mustache or something, but
like the characters in Misfits or something.
Yeah, you can make milk go sour.
Yeah.
You'd be like a Morlock.
You know, I still haven't watched that show.
You should.
No, because you told me about that claustrophobia part, and I'm just terrified to see it.
Yeah, it's not good. Kane, what about you?
Well, I mean, so we're talking about the MCU. You mean just like a universe, like how there's different like, universes? And
well, yeah, it's all part of the ultimate thing. But yeah, let's say Spider-Man was doing his own thing, and then
they're all independent.
Yeah, hypothetically.
I guess I mean, I'm with Nathan. I would go with X-Men for the reason he said, but also because it really is my favorite. Like, there's just so much cool stuff that happens there. I usually don't like space stuff. Like, whenever characters are involved in space stuff and they're not part of a space story at the outset, I generally don't like that. I don't like, intergalactic. I don't like, different universes, different dimensions. I don't like any of that stuff, generally speaking. But for some reason, in the X-Men universe, I was generally cool with it. Like, the whole Shi'ar Empire thing. And so it's like, I would like to go on cool space adventures in the X-Men universe. I think that would be awesome. Although that's not that different from my actual life, but still.
I was about to say, I like that Kane is made of science fiction, and he doesn't like space and science fiction.
That's in the manual for him. It says one of the ingredients is science fiction.
Right?
And everything nice. I'm kind of torn between... I think my first answer would be X-Men, because exactly the possibility of possibly having a mutant power it's really intense and I want that. But also, like, their bad guys aren't ever just there to mess with them. They, like, are gonna tear down the whole universe. So
yeah, they never just rob a bank.
So what's kind of nice about living in, like, say, Spider-Man's universe is, yeah, like, they want to mess up that city, but Spider-Man always gets them beforehand. They don't really think bigger than that. It's really small scale.
Get out of New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
problem
move.
solved.
There's no, like, black holes opening up or, there's nothing crazy. So I think if I'm just going to be a person in one of them, I choose the Spider-Man universe.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just moved to, Colorado or something.
Just go to Atlanta. You're fine.
Just keep injecting myself with things at any opportunity and avoid New York.
Try to get hit by lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah, on my
Pray
drive
to every
south,
god.
Yeah.
Become a nuclear physicist and,
Not even that, just like hang out in a lab because there's labs everywhere.
just labs.
I guess you could just go on high school field trips too and go swimming in their vats of glowing liquid.
Be a clumsy henchman and bump into all those glowing
Yeah.
flasks.
Yeah, I
and
want to
bottles.
bumble. Plus, in the X-Men universe, there's a very small chance I can bump into Gambit. And I'm not cool enough to hang out with him, but I just want to meet him.
I'm your biggest fan.
Yeah. Oh, I would gush like crazy. And he would swoon me.
He'd throw a card at you.
Oh, I hope so.
I feel like Gambit is a real person. Like the Noir, you know what I mean? Like they don't have to do any work to just make Gambit. He's just Gambit. He's just
I
the
think
same
so.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just has bombs.
Yeah. He just has bombs. But it like throws him in a cool way.
It's the same thing like the Firestarter guy from X-Men. What's his name?
Pyro.
Pyro. Like, ignore him. He just carries a lighter
Yeah,
everywhere.
he's just like a crazy pyromaniac. They'd be like, all right, let's call in Pyro and let's call in Wolverine and Cyclops.
Iceman just throws ice cubes at you. Ah!
He has a fire extinguisher that does a dry ice.
Well, if you're ready for me to water down your drink.
He's an ice cream man and just chucks popsicles out.
Oh, the pineapple ones.
Did you all say X-Men?
Yeah, I think so.
No, I went with Spider-Man in
Oh,
the end.
sure. That's Spider-Man.
Oh, Spider-Man. Okay. Well, I've got 3. The first, I'm gonna do them in reverse order. Number 3 would be Ninja Turtles because that's fantastic. It was absorbed by Marvel, right?
I
believe
think
it
so.
was.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, if it
It
wasn't,
just
'Cause
barely counts.
it's in the same universe as Daredevil. It's
So
in the
you can-
same world.
Can you also do
And,
Disney because Disney owns Marvel now?
Yeah.
I could have, but I didn't want to.
Yeah.
Like
I don't wanna-
I would be in the Winnie the Pooh universe.
Yeah, it's like
Oh, it'd be
saying
so whimsical. More.
it's like saying Cookie Monster's your favorite Muppet. Like, come on. I guess
What's-
technically.
Well, no. I'm gonna side with Isaac on this because if the Ninja Turtles are canon in the Marvel universe, that means that so is Vanilla Ice, and I'm 100% for that.
He's an Omega level mutant.
Yeah, he's stronger than Onslaught.
Yeah. If he says stop, time stops.
Yeah. When he says stop, collaborate, and listen, everyone stops fighting and they unify.
Yeah.
And that's how wars stop.
My second choice would be Guardians of the Galaxy because
Chris Pratt's there.
I think I know my way around space a little bit. No, I just love like space themes, space adventures, and
Sure.
all that stuff. And even if you
and
aren't
me
one
both,
of,
buddy.
Still, they're always like looking at the end of the universe. Just feels
Yeah.
stressful.
but maybe it's gonna end anyway. At least you got to be on cool space cities.
Yeah, or your whole planet just got blown up for no reason.
That could happen anyway.
Happens
It does happen.
Happens all the time. Remember I blew up that planet like 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Because it was
When you
kind of
were-
in my way.
You were reaching for your wallet.
Yeah.
And number 1, of course, Doctor Strange. Easy. He was just a normal guy, and then he goes to the mountains and like, oh yeah, we'll give you like the best superpowers. That's cool.
It's fine, white
That
man.
is true, yeah.
I don't have to rely on maybe having the mutant X gene. I'll just go to the mountains.
Yeah, that is
Oh,
true.
okay.
He had like palsy or whatever, and then they're like, no, we're going to fix that and then make you kind of a god?
Yeah, like the strongest character.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, Doctor Strange.
I didn't even think about that, yeah.
Like palsy or whatever.
Isn't that what he had? He had the shakes.
In the movie, he had an accident, right? That like destroyed his hand.
Yeah, his hands didn't work. Which I think is actually pretty accurate to the comics. Yeah.
Oh, whatever. He had shaky hands.
He'd gotten in a car accident that gave him palsy.
Or whatever. I said or
He
whatever.
did say or whatever, so he's safe. He covered himself.
Covered all my bases. The or whatever means also a car
That's
accident.
a good one, but I feel like he had to do that for a really long time.
Not in the movie. It was like 3 montages.
Yeah.
But
Actually, it was 1 montage.
Yeah, that's true, but it felt like a lot of time had passed.
I mean, I think it was only like a couple of years, wasn't it? Like
that's a long ass time.
To get superpowers of
Yeah.
a god?
I don't have the dedication.
fair enough. I mean, I think if you do it for a couple months, you could still be able to like move cups and stuff. So
That seems worth.
2 years isn't even an undergraduate degree. That's an associate's. I could do that.
Yeah, but in undergrad you got to drink. You can't do that on top of a mountain with monks.
Says who? I can make portals.
Yeah,
Come
true.
back wasted to whatever class. But like, yeah, I'm here. I'm pilot.
I'm pilot. I'm driving. Hey, that's the entirety of my college career, yeah. Except the portal thing, I just got hammered and flew planes. Similar.
Yeah.
No monks.
Well, thank you all for showing up to my Stan Lee cameo watch party.
Yeah, it was fun.
And
We're waiting.
candlelight vigil.
No vigil. I want to live in a universe where he's not dead.
Should I blow these candles out then?
Please. It's weird. You're dripping wax everywhere.
Okay, make a wish. Well, I'm gonna go play the Spider-Man game some more. I got some pictures to take and some webs to sling and some puzzles to solve. There's a lot of science. I gotta go.
There was a lot of science in that game.
Almost too much.
Does anybody want to play with my Stan Lee action figures?
No, there's a bunch of spiders in my room. I'm gonna go let them bite me. Hopefully I come back with superpowers.
I'm game. You can show me all about that Stan Lee. Tell me the history.
Okay, so this is Stan Lee's dream house, and this is his girlfriend.